Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm out on the Scrambler 400X and I just want to give you some feedback of 2,000 beautiful miles on this bike. The videos has been a little bit slow at the moment because we've just been having really bad weather here in the UK. It was very cold in the last few months really. And every weekend I wanted to get out, it's all raining or it's like minus degrees. So for myself this morning it was a nice beautiful 8 degrees outside. It is overcast, but at least it's a little bit warmer. And I thought myself I'll quickly nip out on the Scrambler 400X and give you some feedback on 2,000 miles. Now just to highlight this, you know, I'm just class myself as a normal rider. Now it's a rider that yes, I can do a little bit of gravel, but it's very limited. Most of the time that I use this bike for is on the road. I also commute on the bike, so I do use it to sit in the traffic where there's not a lot of space to actually filter. And I'm a normal rider. I'm not going to be riding at 80 miles an hour on the motorways and smashing out massive miles. And yes, there's loads of people that has had way more miles on their bikes, and great for them. You know, they do get more time to ride compared to me. So I would class myself as an average rider, living with a bike now for 2,000 miles. And I just want to give you guys some feedback. You know, I watch a lot of videos about guys on motorbikes and whatever, and there's a very much a specific guy that is going to buy this bike. And each country has got different almost requirements. You know, I'm sort of flying through a lot of guys in Australia, and man, the conditions are so much harsher, and the guys use the bikes really for what it's built for. You know, like adventure style riding, massive long days on gravel and trails and single tracks and so forth. But you know, the average guy just wants to get out, go down to the local meet, or go for a nice little hour, 2-hour ride, or go on a trip. You know, you can do it on this bike as well. So just want to quickly get everything ready, jump on the bike, and then we can start talking about just some feedback on 2,000 miles of ownership. Okay, let's go. Okay, so let's get started. I just want to go to my overall miles. So 2,165 miles, if you guys can see there. And again, I do this with this little information icon here. So my trip now, I've got about half a tank of fuel left, and I'm sitting at 117 miles. And you know, the average miles per gallon according to the bike's trip settings is about 70, 75 to sometimes 80. Again, you know, it all depends on how you're going to be riding this bike. It's also quite nice to be able to see how much you can still ride on the tank. It's got the off-road mode and all that lovely stuff. Okay, so let's quickly get the gloves on, and then we can get started. Okay, so just the whole layout of the bike. As you guys can see, it's pretty nice and clean. You know, you've got your start-stop here, you've got your hazards here, you've got your start here. And on this side, you've got your information icon that goes through the settings on the menu. Again, the menu is nice and clear. You've got an analog style a speed counter, and then you've got your gear selector, your miles, your trip, and so forth and so forth. And you can also set the time and this and that, the other. And then on this side you've got your brights, that's forward, and back is normal dims, and then you've got your flasher that you pull in. You've got your horn. Now the thing is, on my Honda Grom, the turn signal thing is below and the horn is on the top, so it's always a little bit of a thing. And then you've got your brights and dims. The mirrors is great. I can see so clear behind me. It's really nice. It's a nice size. It's a little bit of an old school look, but you know, anyone can then change it to something that they really like. Start the bike, fuel cap, you know, it slides off. Got your little key in there. This feels to me like a little bit like something that's going to break off. I actually like the flip up. It's a little bit more secure. This really feels to me like this little flap is going to break off, but I haven't had any issues with it. At least it doesn't fall around like the Tenere. That's just for me really bizarre that a bike of that a price has a fuel cap that comes off totally. I haven't seen that on a bike that I've had in a very long time. So, what do I think about this bike? And you know, after 2,000 miles, and I must say, I had a few issues in the beginning, meaning that I had issues with the front disc. The front disc was warped, and they replaced it for me under warranty, and then it happened again. So then they replaced it for me again under warranty, and it looks like the second round the disc is now sorted, and I've done now quite a few miles on it, and it doesn't have any issues, so I'm pretty happy about that. So that was the disc problem, and that was just a little bit annoying because, you know, the bike was new, and I was expecting it to, you know, when you replace the disc the first time, it should just be sorted, but I think there was a bad batch as well, and the guys had to replace it again. So they replaced the disc and the brake pads, and that sort of sorts out the issue. The other thing that was also an issue right at the beginning that didn't really bug me that much was the little alarm light that comes on randomly. Now this was a big issue for a lot of people, and this is how I got this bike. The guy basically had the bike for like a week or so, and he just couldn't handle this little light being on, so he basically gave the bike back with about 100 miles on. So yeah, he said he can't handle this light, it's just driving him nuts, so he gave the bike back. So I managed to jump in there and then also buy the bike, and yeah, this is what I've got now. So let's start with the tires. You know, it's got the Dura-Ace tires on, really nice tires. It's easy to ride. I feel comfortable on the tires. It's got enough grip for me on the road. It is quiet. You know, I don't really have anything else to say about it. It looks good on the bike. You know, a lot of guys put some more aggressive knobbies on, and I think you will need some more aggressive knobbies if you're going to be doing off-road riding here, specifically here in the UK, because it's super muddy. So having anything that has got more grip will definitely be a winner. Be a winner for you on this type of trails that we have here. Then the tires, the suspension. So again, I'm a very light rider. I'm about 75 kilograms. I'm 178 centimeters tall or short, if you want to call it. I'm not a very taxiing rider on any motorbike really, except if you sort of look at a tiny 125 or 50cc. But you know, the bike just goes, and the suspension feels really good for me. So I think the suspension, according to the manual, is set up for like an 80 kilogram rider. And I was out yesterday with my daughter on the bike. I think she's about 30 kilograms, and it was just it's just a comfortable ride. The back little roads that we like riding is pretty bumpy. It's pretty bumpy here in the UK, and potholes and whatever. And really the suspension handles that very well, so it's a very comfortable ride. So very happy with the suspension feel. Now again, you know, if you're a heavier rider or a lighter rider, you can change the stuff. You can change the bike to your liking. You know, it's everyone needs to personalize the stuff, and there's a lot of guys that do that, and that's great. You know, the bike has got the option to do whatever you feel like doing. You know, you can go and change the rear. Shock suspension to something that you like, or you can go and change the front too if you want. You can get it re-valved and re-sprung and all that lovely stuff. You can do it. You can spend all the money you like. But for me, as a 75 kilogram, probably about an 80 kilogram rider with all my gear on, this suspension is just comfortable, very comfortable. But yeah, so the suspension, you know, you can it is you know, it is what it is, and if you're a 80 kilogram rider, it is a really nice and comfortable suspension. The clocks and stuff, it is clear. There's enough information. The gear selector is nice and bright. For me, I've got you know, this problem where when you get older you can't see that well, but everything for me at this range is nice and clear. It's a nice size as well, and with this information icon you can swap between the stuff, and it's actually brilliant. Let's go down here. It's almost like having a fine mist all over your face. I've not actually been down here. But yeah, so that's the suspension. Then on the seat, the seat is like a nice puffy marshmallow seat. I've done quite a few 2-hour stints on it, and it's been fine. You know, you get bike fit, I say. And the more time you spend in the saddle, the more you get used to the seat, and then you can just use it. So I've not had any issues with the seat. And also now, you know, if I stand with both feet, I could have both feet flat on the ground, and even if I stand up, I could get a little bit of sag out of the suspension. So that's quite nice as well. So for my height, that is great to have a seat that's narrow enough that you can put your foot, both of your feet down, and you can control the bike. Because that's also sometimes the reason why people buy these bikes, because it's a little bit lower and it's a little bit more comfortable to handle. Now that ties nicely into the weight of the bike. And man, let me tell you one thing. This bike feels to me light. My previous bike to this one was a Tenere 700, and as much as I like that Tenere 700 for the looks and the exhaust note and the engine and whatever, there was a few things that just irritated me of that bike for the amount of money that I paid for it. And the one thing that was a little bit concerning to me is that it was very like top heavy, and specifically the bike being a very high bike, it is you can get thrown off the bike. Not thrown off the bike, but you feel unstable on the bike because you can't put your feet down. Now a taller rider would not have that issue, but because I'm only 170 centimeters, 78 centimeters, 5'11", it is that's what I have to deal with. So with this bike, I just feel comfortable. I can get anyone to jump on the back, and then you know, I don't feel like I'm tippy-toeing even with someone on the back. And when you stop, or when trucks fly past you, you don't get sort of bumped off, not bumped off, but like sort of like just the wind force is just so much when people come past you that it's it can sort of what do you call it, bump you off the bike. And this is what I did feel. I had one session where I was standing at a T-junction, and a truck came past and basically almost blew me off the bike, because it's such a high bike and I was tippy-toeing, and it was wet and the roads were slippery, and just trying to balance and just make sure that I don't fall off. So this is where this thing is so nice and low, and it's so easy to just get on and navigate. And you know, this is also the type of riding that I like doing, is going exploring the little back roads, the B roads, and even smaller, you know, where it's like a single lane in the road. And as you can see here, there's like mud and stuff in the middle of the road, and it's yeah, you need to be awake. And this is also, the tires has been fine with specifically this. So this whole middleman is full of mud and stones and whatever from the farm vehicles and stuff. But yeah, this is what is so nice about this bike. You can just really just cruise around the back little roads and just have fun. And the bike sounds great. Just tie into that. You know, for a stock exhaust on a bike like this, it was for me in the beginning. I was like, I wonder how they got this through the testing phase, because it is pretty loud for a stock exhaust. But it does make this bike sound like a Triumph, and this is what I really enjoy, is that sound, the look of the bike, and just how it rides. The throttle is a ride-by-wire, and it's just really nice and smooth. Now I'm in 5th gear. It just picks up speed. And it just sounds and it feels, the build quality of it. It's just really nice. You know, the sound, the ride, the feel of the bike. I almost, you know, it's like a comfortable pair of socks. It might not be the best comparison, but it's just like it's just really a comfortable place to be in, or be behind. There's enough bend in my arms, so I sit upright enough. It doesn't give me back pain, it doesn't give me bum pain, it doesn't give me neck pain. Yeah, it's just a all-round, easy, comfortable bike to ride. Now, so for me, you know, if you want a Triumph-looking bike, and you're going to be riding around everywhere and exploring small little roads and stuff. Is this where I am? I'm going to go down here. I've never used this road before. Yeah, there you can hear. There's such a nice, friendly power on this bike. Now, a lot of guys are complaining about the short 1st gear, and they changed the front sprocket to I think a 15 tooth. That gives them a little bit more, a little bit better high-speed riding, and a little bit of a longer 1st gear. I'm just so used to it now that it doesn't bug me anymore. So I'm not going to change nothing on the bike. I'm a what do you call it? A stock rider. But yeah, you know, it is just a comfortable place to be on and a friendly bike to ride. And this is why it's so easy to recommend this to anyone really that wants to go from a bigger bike to have a smaller, more friendly bike. Or for newer riders that want to buy into the Triumph brand and get a nice Triumph bike. It's pretty great, and for the price, you know, really good. So what is the cons of this bike? The cons is for me high speed riding. So if you're going faster than 75, 80 miles an hour, then actually it's pretty much on the 75 miles an hour. Then the mirrors vibrate so much that you cannot see behind you. It becomes like a blur, and that's quite sorry that is like that. But it's a single cylinder, so you can't really expect it to be super smooth. But that's sort of one of the cons that I can think of. The second con for me was I actually wish that they had more of the accessories available when I bought the bike. I had to wait quite a few months, actually quite a long time, to actually just buy the front fender, the high fender. And I was hoping that they would sort of include some heated grips options, and just some additional stuff. Yes, I know you can go and install some aftermarket Oxford heated grips and so forth, but I like to stick with the stuff that comes from the dealer. And the reason for it is that I found out that if you buy the dealer's parts or accessories, then it actually counts to a little bit of the value of the bike. So if you want to sell the bike on, that is if you want to sell the bike. So if you have aftermarket stuff, the guys go like, yeah, well, we just give you the base price of the bike. But as soon as you've got like the Triumph heated grips or the Triumph accessories, then that gets actually included. So that's quite nice. Well, that's at least what the guys told me. So, and also, you know, if you spend money on an aftermarket exhaust and whatever, all those little additional stuff, that's only for you really. You're not really going to get any more for the bike. They just give you the book value of the price of the bike. So that's con number 2. Con number 3, I would say, you know, what I liked of an adventure style bike, and this sort of comes into the accessories, I would have liked to be able to buy the little screen a little bit earlier, because I think a little bit of a screen that just sort of keeps the wind off your chest or here in the middle would sort of make quite a big difference. Again, here in the UK, personally for me, and because I use the bikes straight through winter, I try and ride as much as possible. I don't take the bike off the road and sworn it, all that lovely stuff. I ride it. When there's a drier day, anything above 3 degrees, I like to get out and just go and have some fresh air in the face, really. So having a little bit of a screen, and I think this is sort of the thing that if you're gonna go on a longer ride, then heated grips, a screen would be ideal. And these hand guards as well, you know, you can install bark busters or whatever you want to install. You can all of these things you can upgrade to your liking, because the base of the bike is so good. But yeah, really happy, guys. Can't complain about this bike. The only complaints really is those few things. And then the problems I had in the beginning, but that's now all sorted. And I think if you buy a bike now, all those things will be sorted in any case. So yeah, if you guys have got any questions about the bike, that you want to ask, please drop it in the comments below. If you did like this video or this style of video, please give it a thumbs up, and also drop some comments below in the comments section. Know what you ride, and if you're looking to change a bike, and why you want to change a bike, and if you have one of these, what do you find is the cons on the bike? Because you usually start feeling the cons and stuff the longer you ride something, and if it works for you in your environment. Now, if you're not going to be going at high speeds, then not having a screen is fine, and heated grips, you know, because you keep it slow. But you know, everyone is different, and man, I can recommend this bike as a baseline bike to a really easy to ride, easy to maintain motorcycle. Okay, I'm gonna stop here and make sure I don't let's see if we can get into neutral from fourth. Yeah, easy peasy. So yeah, guys, again, if there's any questions, drop it in the comments below, and again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.